What is up, guys? Dzeeff here, and yesterday I opened the Slifer Egyptian God deck. Make sure to check that out if you have not already. And in today's video, we're opening up the OBELISK, the Tormentor Egyptian God deck. Now, a lot of people have been asking me which one I think is better. Personally, I think they're about the same power level. However, I think that the OBELISK deck does have some cards that should be played in Egyptian God decks that the Slifer one did not have. Cards like Ra's Disciple and the Monarch Stormforth and Angel 01 and Double Summon are all cards I would consider playing in an Egyptian God deck, and the Slifer deck did not have those. However, I think that Slifer as a card right now is better than OBELISK. I think the Floodgate effect is actually pretty decent against a lot of decks. This deck was sent to me by Konami, so thank you guys for that. They sent me the Slifer one as well. But anyway, let's take a look at what this deck has. OBELISK the Tormentor, one of the 3 mighty Egyptian God cards, takes center stage in his very own structured deck. Oh, they do actually call it a structure deck on the back. Interesting. This deck includes the new attack spell card, Fist of Fate, to wipe out your opponent's cards, plus other new cards and clever tricks to summon monsters straight from your hand or deck and quickly get to the 3 monsters you'll need to summon OBELISK for yourself. So we have some pretty cool new cards in here. We also have that Wicked God support card, which does work with Wicked Gods or Egyptian Gods. We'll take a look at that one as we open this. We already looked at this middle insert thing that has like a playmat, and it has some combos and some suggestions for packs to buy on the inside here, and we already looked at this one in the Slifer opening. It is the same insert for both decks. Alright, let's open up the OBELISK Egyptian God deck right here, and it seems like from the back they are calling this a structure deck. Did not realize that. I've been kind of saying here that nowhere on the packaging does it call it a structure deck, but I guess right there on the back it does. You learn something new every single day. Okay, we have OBELISK the Tormentor, of course, and that ultra rare foiling. OBELISK is a card that cannot be targeted, so that might be pretty good. It has 4,000 attack. Unlike Ra or Slifer, OBELISK is going to have a lot of attack regardless of any setup, so that could be a big reason to play it if you want to. Doesn't matter if you pay life points, doesn't matter if you have cards in hand, OBELISK is always going to have that 4,000 base attack. We have Soul Crossing, the new Monarch Stormforth type card for Egyptian Gods. Soul Crossing basically turns any Egyptian God into a sphere mode. You contribute opponent's monsters, not only your own, so fantastic card. This card is honestly probably one of the biggest reasons to try out the Egyptian Gods, because this really does make them a lot better. Then we have Fist of Fate, the new OBELISK quick play spell, and if you remember, Slifer had a quick play spell card as well. Fist of Fate says this card's activation and effect cannot be negated. If you control a monster whose original name is OBELISK the Tormentor, negate the effects of one effect monster your opponent controls, and if you do, destroy it. And if you do that, for the rest of this turn, the effects of that monster are negated, as well as the activated effects and effects on the field of monsters with that same original name. Then, if you activated this card during your main phase, you can apply this effect. Destroy all spell and traps your opponent controls. You can only activate one Fist of Fate per turn, so this card basically punches one monster and then it negates it in a lot of different ways. And then if you activated this card during your main phase, you get that Harpy's Feather Duster effect as well, which is obviously very good, and it can help you OTK. We have Divine Evolution, the card that can be used with the Wicked Gods or the Egyptian Gods. Let's take a look at what this one does. This card's activation and effect cannot be negated. Choose one monster you control whose original type is Divine Beast, or whose original name is the Wicked Avatar, the Wicked Dreadroot, or the Wicked Eraser, except a monster or monsters already affected by Divine Evolution. It gains 1,000 attack and defense. Its effect activations and its activated effects cannot be negated. Also, it gains the following effect. When this card declares an attack, you can make your opponent send one monster they control to the graveyard, their choice. Divine Evolution could be played with the Egyptian Gods, it could be played with the Wicked Gods, and it is a pretty good way to protect your monster's effects, and it's a good way to set up OTKs by getting rid of monsters on your opponent's side of the field. We have Level Resist Wall, a new normal trap card that says if a monster or monsters you control is destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect, target one of those monsters, special summon monsters from your deck in defense position so that their combined levels equal the level of that monster but negate their effects. You can only activate one Level Resist Wall per turn, so basically you are trying to set up a big tribute summon by using this card. Then we have Angel 01. I love this card. I mentioned this card in the Slifer opening, and I think it's really great. You can special summon this card from your hand by revealing one level 7 or higher monster from your hand. You can only special summon one Angel 01 once per turn this way. While you control this special summoned card, you can tribute summon one level 7 or higher monster in attack position during your main phase in addition to your normal summon or set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. So not only does this card put a free piece of tribute fodder on the board, but also it gives you that extra normal summon for a monster of level 7 or higher. So a great card for any Egyptian God deck. We also have Mermere, pretty great reprint. I think this is the first non-common printing of Mermere, if I remember correctly. And then of course we have Harpy's Feather Duster, which is in both of the Egyptian God decks, one of the more competitive reprints out of these releases. We have 3 copies of Nimble Momonga, kind of a crazy choice there. Bazoo the Soul Eater, Cyber Dragon, Hardened Armed Dragon, which does now feature the text. This card is not treated as an armed dragon card. I believe that is the first time that it's had that. Super Nimble Mega Hamster, that brings me back. Evil Swarm Mandragora, that's a pretty good card, free special summon. Photon Saber Tiger, how many of these? We have 2 of those. Evil Swarm Salamandra, very strange choice, I don't really know why that's in there. Ra's Disciple, how many copies? 3 copies. Okay, so this one is very interesting because they did give you several cards that you have a playset of, and that's really great. You know, I thought they were going to only include 2 Ra's Disciple and 2 Nimble Momonga, but they actually gave you a full 3 copies. Ra's Disciple is pretty good. Unmasked Dragon, Nimble Beaver, Condemned Witch. I actually considered this card for Nurse Burn a couple weeks ago or whatever. Gizmek Uka and Gizmek Makami, 2 Gizmek reprints. Gizmeks are getting more support, I believe, in Dawn of Majesty. So this is a way to start building that Gizmek deck. Then you have for these spells, Brain Control, Monster Reborn, Different Dimension Capsule, not Gold Sark, very strange. Pot of Avarice, pretty good card. Double Summon, like I said, you probably should maybe consider playing this card in an Egyptian God deck. If you draw the Angel 01, you don't really need the Double Summon, but if you don't draw the Angel 01, then you really need a card like that. Forbidden Chalice, Forbidden Lance, and Forbidden Dress, which you can search out with that Condemned Witch. Supply Squad to draw cards, the Monarch's Stormforth, which is still a very good card. And then we only have, I think, 3 trap cards, Call of the Haunted Cloning and Drowning Mere Forest. And then we have some random advertisements or whatever. But that is the Obelisk Egyptian God deck, which apparently is, in fact, a structure deck. It did say so on the back. It's very weird because it seems like they don't want this to be a structure deck. It doesn't really say that on the summary page. It doesn't really say that on the box besides that one section on the back. It is in the structure deck section on the website, but I thought it was because they didn't know what category to put it under. That is the Obelisk Egyptian God deck. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and make sure to watch that Slifer opening from yesterday if you haven't already. I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.